Captain America is fighting the Hulk. As the Hulk throws boulders, Cap blocks them with his shield, and then he jars loose the ground underneath the Hulk, making him lose his balance and fall down into a crevice. Except that none of this is real, it's just a movie that Steve Rogers is watching. The general consensus from the audience is, who cares about Captain America? And Steve Rogers broods when he hears this. They're right, he thinks, as he climbs onto his motorbike. Who needs Captain America in the modern age? And so he just drives away. We're reading every Spider-Man ever, and this is Captain America issue 130, Up Against the Wall. Steve Rogers drives until he hits a roadblock, the police having closed off the road. Since they won't let him pass, Steve drives away, takes a back road and changes into Captain America to investigate what is happening. And what is happening is a student protest, all the rage in Marvel Comics of the time. Cap doesn't know whose side is right, but he knows that cops shouldn't be beating teenagers, so he sides with the teenagers, only to have a few angry students lash out at him when he asks what they're protesting about. He eventually learns that the students are after the dean, who has locked himself away in his office. Since the students are angry and some of them are getting violent, and since they're breaking down the door with a battering ram, Cap swings up a tree to rescue the dean and ziplines him down to safety as the students get inside and kick down the office door. The dean is somewhat annoyed about his rescue and leaves, and the protest is quickly forgotten when a TV producer appears from the bushes and approaches Cap. Impressed at how he stands for law and order, he offers to pay handsomely for Cap to make one appearance on television, extolling the virtues of that very law and order to the masses. Captain America agrees, but we learn that the TV producer is actually working for a man called the Hood, who just has a cloth draped over his head, and that the Hood's goal is to use law and order as an excuse to get Americans to distrust the younger generation, to divide the country. This was written in 1970. Captain America goes on television to deliver his speech, but he throws away his script, and instead pledges support for the students, not for law and order. America was founded by dissidents, he says, and there's nothing sacred about the status quo, and there never will be. He doesn't believe that they should be using violence, but he also takes issue with an establishment so aloof, so distant, that people are driven to desperate measures, like how the dean isolated himself from his students. The Hood is angry and wants Cap silenced, and so he hires Batroc the Leaper, Whirlwind and Porcupine to deal with the hero. But they're not great villains, and so while Whirlwind is able to knock Cap down, our hero is able to block needles fired by Porcupine, wrap him up in some cloth and throw him into Batroc, all while Peter Parker takes photographs to sell to the Bugle. The police eventually turn up and Batroc and his flunkies flee, with Whirlwind speeding the villains out of there. Cap knows that Batroc only works for the highest bidder, so someone must have sent him after Cap, and our hero wonders who that might be. What he doesn't see is that very person, the Hood, angry at his failure and vowing revenge. Thanks for watching and joining me on this journey to read every Spider-Man comic ever. If you want to support the channel, you can like or subscribe, or get early and exclusive episodes on Patreon or by joining this channel. Next week, we learn the fate of Doc Ock, but until that issue, here's a fun fact about this one. We learn the identity of the Hood in the next issue, which is one that we won't be reading here. It's Baron Strucker, mysteriously returned from the dead. We then learn later that it's not actually Baron Strucker, but a robot Baron Strucker all along, because comics